Hi YouTube, my name is Heather and I love anti-MLM content here on YouTube. I'm hoping to use this channel as an excuse to sit on the floor and talk about the predatory practices of multi-level marketing companies. Today I would like to focus on a 9-minute section of a team Beachbody call where the uplines are teaching their downlines about how to invite to your warm market. Warm market just means people that you know personally or you have known in the past. So we're going to take a listen and I'll pause and tell you my opinions throughout.
Awesome. Okay, sweet. So I'm just going to jump in. I feel like we often look at our friends list, and let's take Facebook, for example, and it is overwhelming. You look at it and you're like, oh my God, I have 1,300 friends, and you haven't talked to maybe some of them for maybe 10 years, 5 years. It happens. Maybe you have your top 100 people you speak to on a regular basis. But I want to...
Who talks to 100 people? I know I talk to like 5 people other than my family on a regular basis. Seems like a lot.
Just loop and talk about the fact that every single person on that list is an opportunity. Every single one of them is. Inviting them is going to be scary. It is. It's just part of it. But you know what? These are your people. There's a reason they're on your list. There's a reason why they're in your whole community. And by not inviting them, you are withholding a gift that you have to offer. Because ultimately, we have something to offer. We have a gift. We have something that can help everybody in all walks of life.
That's a pretty common narrative among Beachbody coaches now, where they say if you're not inviting to the coaching opportunity or for someone to access the programs or products, that you are being selfish because you're not sharing this amazing opportunity for them to get healthy and fit with them. And it's a gift, so you have to pass on the gift. I think it's a way to just divert someone's negative feelings towards inviting their friends and family and hounding them to saying, it's a gift, you need to pay it forward.
It's something that everybody struggles, and we can address them, whether it be nutrition or whatever. I mean, we all know what amazingness we have to offer. Look at your friends list. Really look at it. Who are your people? Now, you might feel overwhelmed. You might say, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't invite 1,000 invites in one day. Nope, you're right. You cannot. And you can't make it of value either in that conversation. So a little trick that I started doing that I found really, really beneficial, I call it the birthday icebreaker. Facebook does this for me. It is so easy. Facebook tells me when it's somebody's birthday. And honestly, who doesn't want to be celebrated on their birthday? Who doesn't want to be sent a private message that says, hey, happy birthday. I hope you have the most amazing day ever. I hope your kids spoil you rotten. And
so what we just learned is we have to be careful when someone we haven't talked to in years and years randomly messages us happy birthday. They may be trying to recruit you into their Beachbody pyramid scheme or get you to buy a product, which is too bad because now on social media, if an old friend reaches out, we can't just assume that they're being friendly and might want to reconnect with us. We always have to have our guard up because MLMs now are telling all their coaches and distributors or whatever they're calling them, contractors, that they have to view everyone in their life or who has been in their life as a financial opportunity, as a dollar sign, instead of just as a person they might want to connect with. Now, instead of just showing that they care about this person, you are trying to use them to either add to your downline or get a commission off of them. And that's really too bad. And I think in this world with so many people not having meaningful human connection now, I think it's sad that we have to be on our guard all the time.
And then right there, I have an opportunity. I can either see it as scary and end the conversation, or I can say, how are the kids doing? How's hockey? Oh my God, are you still living at the arena? If you need to go do a little bit of research before you do so, take a look at their profile. What are they up to? Find something that you can connect to them with. That birthday is just an opportunity for you to slip into their DMs.
Slip into their DMs and get them to buy a product or join your downline. Remember that.
Without it being like, hey, slipping in, haven't spoken to you in 10 years. No, it's their birthday. You have a reason to go speak to them. But you also have an opportunity to connect with them if it has been a long time. You have an opportunity to rebuild that friendship that's there. So I will always ask myself when I get in.
How sad is that too? So if you're in Beachbody, all of your current friendships, potential friendships, relationships, romantic, friendship, or relationships with your family, those are all now transactional and they're always an opportunity. You're now attaching a monetary value to everyone in your life instead of just enjoying the presence of people that you love and care about. You are always thinking about your business, because majority of Beachbody coaches are not making any money or even losing money. So they're being pressured to view their loved ones in this way instead of just being their friend or their loved one. And I think that's really sad.
In there and I say, what would I tell this person if I ran into them in the street? What would I say to them? What do I have in common with this person? And right now we are all so fortunate in our misfortune because we all went through the pandemic together. We are all living through this. And it has affected everybody differently, but we all are in it together. Whether you have children, whether your kids are in school, whether you're working from home, no matter what it is, it speaks to somebody on some level. What is that level? That is the question we need to find out, is how can I relate to this person? How can I ask them how they're doing without it?
So she's telling us to use this global pandemic that has shut down the world, shut off the national economies all over the world with millions of people being unemployed. She says use that as a way to connect with someone in your war market that you haven't chatted with in years and years. Use that as a way to connect with them after you wish them happy birthday. Again, extremely predatory. I don't like that. It makes me feel icky. What do you think?
Kind of being pushy. So I ask them very specific questions. I don't just leave it with, how are you? They're going to either I'm fine me or move on. It's not an open-ended question. I want them to answer specific questions so that I can get a little bit more into what they're really living. Hey, are you still working from home? If somebody answers yes.
So she can get a little more into what they're really living. Chances are they're struggling, and you know they're struggling because everyone is in some way, like you just said. So you're trying to get them to tell you why they're struggling, so you can use that answer as a way to sell them on the coaching opportunity or a product, which in my mind, extremely manipulative, extremely disgusting behavior. Unfortunately, that is across all MLM companies. It's not just Beachbody. Everyone in all MLM companies, it seems, is using this kind of narrative during this time when everyone in the world has significant struggles that they're overcoming.
Yes, that to me, instantly, they're probably lacking community. They're probably stuck.
I paused at a bad time, sorry. So she's saying if someone's working from home, they're probably lacking community.
Stuck at home. They probably wish they were getting out more. That's an opportunity for me to say, oh my gosh, how do you find that? How do you stay active? How are you able to, keep your sanity? Find that. Ask the open questions. Allow them to tell you what they need. Because ultimately, if you ask the right questions, they will literally hand to you on a silver platter what they need from you.
I hate that, because clearly if someone is working from home and they've worked in the office or wherever on site for their entire career, clearly that's going to be a struggle. I think it's obvious that no one's transition is going to be perfectly smooth. So she's saying, oh, how do you find that? She's feigning interest in this person's well-being while knowing that the individual she's talking to is most likely having a hard time. So she's trying to ask specific questions to draw out specific struggles, and then they're going to use those struggles to direct them to a specific Beachbody program. So that could be a specific fitness program, the nutrition programs, or the coaching opportunity, because we know millions and millions of people are unemployed, or people are worried they're going to lose their jobs, and Beachbody coaches and distributors and all MLMs have used the narrative of, well, you just got laid off, you need income from home, or don't you want to work safely from your home instead of having to go out with all the germs? Why don't you join our MLM and work safely from home and be with your kids who have to be home from school anyways because the government just closed the schools down? So they're literally preying on every single vulnerability that the majority of the world is experiencing right now because of the pandemic.
And how you can help them, which is going to make your job so much easier. Because all you need to do is offer them a solution. And we already have it for no matter what they're living. If they're sitting there and they're having a hard time with nutrition because they're stuck at home, we can fix that. We can help them with that. We can support them. Don't assume you know what somebody wants. Don't sit there and say, oh, you know what, everybody wants to lose weight. No, they don't. No. Let them tell you and express what they need in their lives. They might not want to be losing weight. They might want to gain weight. They want to put on muscle. They might just need a community. We don't know. But if you don't ask and you assume, it's going to come across as insincere. Be organic. Be genuine. If you
be organic and genuine, but to talk to them with the sole purpose of getting them to trust you and respect you and sell them a product or a service. So it's not genuine at all. It's extremely predatory, misleading, and you're lying to them because during COVID, as you just said, people are at home. If you're a single person, you might not be seeing anyone on a regular basis. Maybe you're quarantining. Lots and lots of people are lonely and sad. And if someone reaches out to you on Facebook, who you were friends with in high school, telling you happy birthday, asking you how you are, you might think that you're reconnecting with an old friend. You might be really excited and happy that you have someone to talk to. And then a week later, they might try to sell you a product or get you to join their challenge group. I think if you're vulnerable home by yourself and that happens to you, that would be devastating. That would be extremely sad because you thought you made a friend and you really didn't. What do you think about that?
If you truly go in there seeing as an opportunity to help somebody, they will never feel forced into it. I've never had more success than when I had a real conversation with somebody. When somebody told me, Michelle, I just can't do it. I can't get up in the morning and just go work out. Like, I get it. It's hard. And I told her, she said, yeah, but you get up every single morning at 3:30 and you work out. Yep, I do, but it's hard for me too. But do you know what really helps me? The community I have who does it with me. Do you think that would be something that would be beneficial to you too?
That's also preying on someone. So if someone is struggling with their mental health during this really, really challenging time, she's saying, yes, I know it's hard to wake up early, but I have a community of women who support me to help me get up and get my workout in first thing. So you're preying on someone who feels lonely, who doesn't have friends, who's struggling with their nutrition because they're home and they're eating quarantine snacks, or they're just bored, so they're doing boredom eating or emotional eating. You're preying on people who are struggling to get exercise in because their routines are completely different and everything is shifted, and all the conveniences in their lives are now gone because of COVID. And you're just preying on everything. These distributors prey on everything that makes someone vulnerable during this time. What do you think? I might be reading a bit too much into it, but I find this extremely misleading and predatory. And you're exploiting people's vulnerabilities and people's struggles so you can make commission.
This is the kind of verbiage that I like to use with everybody. And honestly, people are so receptive. They are so receptive because
of course they are, because they're vulnerable right now.
They see me as just offering them a solution to something that they've just laid out as a problem for them. If it comes from my heart, people are so receptive. Be organic and listen. My biggest word of advice is please do not rush an invitation. Have a conversation, and if it takes you 4, 5 days or a week, that's fine. Let them build that trust, that relationship with you so that you can address them properly.
So someone who has no friends, quarantining at home, working from home, no genuine human connection, you could be talking to them for a whole week, making them feel like they made a new friend. Then at the end, you slip in the sales opportunity so that you can make a commission off of someone who's struggling. That's sad to me.
Invites might not happen right off the hop. They might say, you know what, he is so not ready for that. That's not a problem. But because I was organic and I was genuine and it came from my heart, they're comfortable enough to tell me no thank you right now. Which means I will have no problems looping back in a couple of weeks or maybe a month or 2 months, maybe 6 months, and saying, hey, how's it going? Remember when you were talking to me about this? Is that still a problem?
I've already talked about this, but In all MLMs, they like to preach no doesn't mean no, it means no right now. And so if a Beachbody or MLM distributor comes and invites you to something and you tell them no, your name goes on a big list, then they're going to follow up with you. They think that reasonable answers such as I don't want to spend that money, I don't have time, or just no, I'm not interested, they think it's an excuse because you're scared to take the step and join a Beachbody group, or they think that yes, you have the money to join, you just have different priorities, you just want to spend money on Starbucks instead, where a lot of the times I think it's just people trying to be polite and politely let the Beachbody coach down without hurting their feelings. And I don't think a lot of them understand that. They don't understand that these excuses are just a way to let them down easy. Have you ever been approached by a Beachbody coach? And if you were, what did you say in response? And did they follow up with you?
Have you ever considered this? Maybe offer an alternative to that option. Or the next time I have a group, which I usually mean every month, we all do, right? Hey, I have a group starting on the 15th. I'm very specific in the way that I invite. So when that invite happens, it usually goes as follows. I am extremely specific in what I'm inviting them to. Hey, I have a new group starting on the 15th of November. It's all about body.
These groups are just, they call them challenge groups, where you have to pay to get in. A lot of times you have to buy the Shakeology, which if you're not a coach, it's $130, and you just go through a workout program together. You post sweaty selfies for accountability. You show that you're drinking your Shakeology, and then the upline will post content to engage people in the group.
Positivity, togetherness, and friendship and nutrition. I know that you voiced to me in the past that you were really struggling with some of these things. Do you think this is something you want to do with me? Not something you want to do and join, or do you want to kick this off? Do you want to do this with me? Let's do this together. Because I'm inviting them into that community. I want them to know.
Stop preying on people's need to have human connection and friendship during this extremely challenging time.
Know that we're in this together. And I feel like I don't get ghosted. When I do it that way, people aren't ghosting me. People are actually responding. Even if it's no thank you, I'm okay with that. But what I am noticing is all of a sudden they're watching my stories on a regular basis, usually every day. And then I'm noticing that that's happening. And then that gives me an opportunity to then follow up with them. And the seed has been planted, and I can move and grow. I build on that relationship. If somebody tells me no, I don't drop them and move on to the next person. I continue to feed them and give them kind of the love that they need and that support. And that's great. At the end of the day, they're still my friend. They're still my people. Just because they don't want to join me right now doesn't mean they're not my friend and they don't care about me.
I think if a friend or someone you knew years ago on Facebook tells you no for an overpriced fitness program, you should move on to the next person. Obviously, still talk to them and ask them how their life is, but you should not be trying to sell them on anything.
They're just not ready right now. And that's okay, because when they are ready, I'm going to be freaking ready for them.
It's not that they're just not ready right now. Maybe they know that you can get very similar workouts on YouTube for free, and that you can join free groups run by like the fitness YouTubers. There's tons of them all over the place, and you can get the same kind of support in these groups that you pay for to get into Beachbody, and these groups are free.
And I want them to know that when they are ready, my hand is extended to them, and I will help them. But they have to be willing to help themselves. So that's kind of what I had to talk to you guys about.
That's all I'm gonna listen to. I think Beachbody coaches during the pandemic have been different than other MLMs when maybe they're selling hair products or makeup or skin products, because Beachbody is focused on physical health and community. At least that's what they say. And we know that when you're stuck at home, you're working from home, say your kids are home and you're trying to homeschool them while you're also working from home, it's extremely stressful, extremely draining. A lot of people probably aren't eating well. A lot of people probably don't have the the energy to do a workout every single day. And I think Beachbody coaches have really jumped on those vulnerabilities and have preyed on people who are feeling not less healthy physically, who aren't eating well, and using that as a way to invite them to these challenge groups, get them to sign up for Beachbody on demand so they can get commission. I'd love to hear what you think below. You can leave your comments and like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you.